Hello and welcome to Stocks Down Under. My name is Stuart Roberts and I'm one of the co-founders of our service. And joining me from Sydney on the afternoon of Tuesday, the 3rd of June 2025 is Mr. Lincoln Liu, who's the CEO of Red Mountain Mining, ASX RMX. Lincoln, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Stu. Thanks for having me here today.
Um, let's talk about a place I had never heard of until I took a closer look at the Red Mountain mining story. You've staked out about 111 kilometres on the Kiabye Greenstone Belt. Now, I thought I knew the name of every greenstone belt in Western Australia. Turns out the Kiabye sits in the Yilgarn up in the Murchison part, not too far away from Mount Magnet.
That's right.
There's been a bit of alluvial gold show up in the neighbourhood just lately. You've now put down some drill holes in the area. What's the attraction at Kiabye?
Yeah, no, thanks, Stu. Well, just a little bit of a background. The company has some rare earth lithium projects, and we made a bit of a strategic decision at the start of last year to really focus on gold.
I
And
wonder why.
yeah, well, obviously the gold price and also our senior technical directors has some good background in gold. He was CEO of a couple of companies which are doing very well in the ASX. So he's got a bit of a gold bug. So yeah, we heard about this area having prospectors and some very interesting alluvial gold in the area. So we picked up this ground in the middle of last year, middle of 24. And we undertook a soil sampling program end of last year. We did some magnetics at the start of this year, which identified two magnetic features, which we're, as you say, drilling at the moment. That's up in the north, and the south has also some interesting historical work where there was 3.45 grams per ton of gold hit with a historical rub drill holes. So yeah, that's the attraction
Right.
for
But
timing.
that was obviously very shallow. You're putting an RC hole down in the neighbourhood, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, RC holes. So we're going about 150 meters deep for each hole, and we'll do about between 6 and 8 holes, depending on how each one goes.
All right. Interesting developments there. What gets me even more excited is the work you're doing in Armadale.
Yeah,
We've all been amazed at what's been going on with antimony. You picked up your project about 80 kilometres west of Armadale
yeah,
in northern New South Wales when antimony was trading at a mere $33,000 a tonne.
yeah,
It's now over 50,000 a tonne. You can't export it out of China.
mm,
Next big producer is Russia, and they're not exporting anymore. So the world's running short of this important critical mineral
yeah,
with its beautiful heat-resistant properties. And you've staked out several hundred square kilometres near Armadale
yeah,
in ground that historically had three old antimony workings.
yeah, absolutely. So as you pointed out, it's a very big package. It's 400, almost 400 square kilometers of ground. We've
Which
we
which you've pegged, by the way. You
That's
didn't pick
right.
this up from someone else. Yeah.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. So that's part of our strategy. We yeah, we're looking for acquisitions or ground which are obviously low cost, but with significant upside potential. So it's obviously a bit of a balance, but yeah, that was relatively cheaply pegged. We identified, as you say, yeah, three key areas which have historical stibnite mining or antimony mining, and as soon as we got that license, we went up, undertook the land access and just finished a sampling program, soil and rock chip sampling program. So those results will come out next week. So yeah, keen to see how those results come. But in terms of historical work, there was a release we put out a few 2.5 weeks ago, which pointed to 19.5% stibnite to rock chip sampling some years ago. So yeah, it's a very encouraging area which we're looking at.
And the stibnite's visible across at
Yep.
least a 1 kilometre strike length. So I won't say you've quite got walk-up drill targets, but that's close enough to it.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, that's right. So the way the stibnite is visually looking is it's going in veins and the sort of these parallel veins which as you say, extends for what looks like a kilometre of strike. But obviously we need the assay results to confirm that.
Right.
Um,
And obviously mineral-rich part of New South Wales.
Yep.
But what you pointed out in your ASX releases is that the Peel Fault, which controls what's going on in the neighbourhood, is very underexplored. You could count on about 200 different
Yep.
pages the number of drill holes that have gone down, given the potential there. So clearly, you're being a bit contrarian in terms of where you're looking in this part of New South Wales.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. In terms of, well, I guess the in terms of having Love Otto and Trig and a few others in that southern New England, Oregon is very attractive for us. But yeah, you make a good point that it is underexplored. I mean, these historical mines are about 100 years old, so it's stibnite price, antimony price was very different back then, obviously. But it's quite exciting to be revisiting these historical areas and yeah, undertaking sampling, which will follow up with drilling, hopefully in about a month's time, month and a half's time.
All right. So, drilling there shortly. You've got results potentially coming back soon from Kiabye,
Yep.
and you haven't left behind the projects in lithium and rare earths in Canada either. So, multiple irons in the fire. What
Yep.
do you hope to have achieved by Christmas of this year?
Oh, look, I mean, I'm a shareholder in RMX. I buy a bit on market every now and then as well. There's only sort of certain periods I can buy the shares, but obviously I'm keen to see the liquidity and the results flow through. So everything of it is obviously driven by results, but yeah, having strong results from our Kiabye project. If we hit some gold around that historical rab hole in the south, or even those magnetic features in the north, which look really interesting, that would be obviously that'd be very pleasing. And then with Armadale, we have a large package there. So as I said, we just started with Oakey Creek, but there's three other areas which we will also continue to explore. So hopefully we can continue to see some results come from those areas in Armadale as well.
And clearly, your land people have done their job properly. You only got that ground last November, but you've had no access issues so far.
No, that's right. So we have no access issues so far. We are able to get on the ground and sample, and the drilling agreements are flowing through as we speak.
Now, Lincoln, many investors won't know who you are, particularly those of us who look at the resources space.
Yep.
We've known each other for several years
Yeah.
because you're involved in the corporate finance scene, and you're a colleague of my colleague Mark Kennis's at BBY back in the
That's
day.
right. Yeah.
Um, you're a pretty smart cookie. You've got not just a Bachelor of Commerce, but a Master of Commerce and an MBA. What attracts a smart guy like you to go kicking around in the New England, Oregon?
Yeah, well, yeah. So I mean, I worked with Mark, yeah, 10 years ago, almost to the day, on the resources desk at BBY. So I was in the research team where we, looking at these mining companies, and I found that fascinating. And have the opportunity to lead an explorer on this side is just it's exciting. It's really something I'm not taking for granted. But I think my skill set is on the investor and corporate side. So, working with investors, getting the story out there, getting funding for the company as well, and also looking for, obviously, we have projects now, but we're always looking out for additional projects and ways to get value from our portfolio.
Well, Lincoln, good luck with Armadale. Good luck with Kiabye and everything else that comes into the portfolio.
Thanks very much, Stu. Thanks
Thanks
for
for joining Stocks Down Under.
cheers. Thanks, Stu.